Hello guys, welcome to today's stream. Hope you guys are doing well. Hello Dover. So guys, I'm super sorry I'm late. I had a client interview to do before the stream. Dover, thank you so much for the quack. Appreciate it. Hello Cryptic Horrors, how are you doing today? So yeah, that wasn't planned. It was a nice surprise though. Because I'm really looking for a little bit more work at the moment, so that's really nice. Hope it all goes well. But yeah, so sorry for being late for stream, guys, but it went really well, Dover. I feel like we're getting along super good, so definitely excited for the opportunity. But yeah, we'll see. Other people still need to be interviewed as well, so I won't know till later, but really excited nonetheless. She's a really lovely lady as well, so. But yeah, guys, I have to get this background done. I'm not going to be able to finish it before I leave because I'm only going to have today's stream and also Monday's stream. I'm probably going to take Tuesday off, just because I don't want to be super rattled before I head off. I want to have a day to pack, and I also want to be sleeping a little bit earlier that evening, so it means I just want more time to get everything organised. So I'm going to be spending that day at home with my mum. So no stream on Tuesday, guys. But I will be streaming. Let me see. I will be streaming for you guys on Wednesday, so the 9th. So when I get to Melbourne, I will be streaming. You hope I get it? I hope so too, Dover. I really do. It's a really great opportunity and I'd love to work on it. Man with 2 male chromosomes, it's been a while. You're back. How are you doing? Welcome. Matt, hello. How are you doing? So yeah, no stream on the 8th. But there will be a stream on the 9th. And remember, this is Australian time zone, so not really sure what day that's going to be for you guys, but I will update that in the stream schedule. Here's a link to it, guys. So basically, there we go. So basically, if you guys want to, please go and check out the schedule. It's not updated yet, but I will update it over the weekend, and then that will let you guys know when the next stream is going to be. So no stream on Tuesday, no stream on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, but there will be a stream on the following Monday, so the 14th. So next week, only 2 streams. And the week after that, stream on Monday, no stream on, hang on. Yeah, stream on Monday. I don't think there's going to be a stream on Tuesday. Yeah. So, but anyway, I will figure it out for you guys. You hope little Zaz is okay? He is. I'll show you what he's up to. What is he doing? He's napping, guys. Really? Really, Ivy Cam? What are you up to today? You don't want to show us the Zazu? I'm gonna make you show us the Zazu. We need to have a Zazu. How can we not? Come on, you can do it. You can do it. It's not gonna connect, guys. It's not wanting to connect. What is going on? Is there no Ivy Cam loaded? Or what? We'll figure it out. It should connect. There we go. There we go, guys. That's little Zazu. So he's in the bottom corner where the logo is, guys. Bottom corner with logo. So cute. He's super adorable. But yeah, he's doing super well. He doesn't look great at the moment because he's molting, guys. As soon as the weather starts getting a little bit warmer, Zazu goes scruffy. It looks like he loses all his feathers. The whole bottom of his cage is full of feathers. And I always get really worried because he's the heaviest molter of all my birds. My other birds don't molt as severely as he does. So I'm always a little bit worried, but it's okay. He's okay. The soundtrack is taking you. Do you guys prefer this soundtrack or the new one? New and old. The one we had for the past few months, or do you guys prefer this one? So many feathers, I know. It's summer in Upside Down Land. It is, but we've had a pretty cold week. So we had like 6-degree nights, and it doesn't really heat up that much during the day either. So it's still been rather cold, guys, super cold. But I'm thinking it's gonna get warmer in the next few days. It's already starting to heat up a little bit. We've had an exceptionally cold October. Normally this time of the year it's not this cold. This year it is. So I have no idea why. No idea why, guys. Super frustrating. This one's really good since the spooky season. Yeah, I can switch back after a while. Oh my gosh, man with 2 mil chromosomes. Thank you. Time for a burial, guys. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Guys, we have our first burial of the day. Here we go. Tiny little tombstone. Just for you. Man with 2 mil chromosomes. Here we go. Here we go. Burial time. In you go. What would you like written on your headstone? Have you thought about it? Have you thought about it? Totally up to you. You can think of something. Think of something. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate the sub, man. Really appreciate that. I could switch back after a while to keep things interesting. Yeah, I think that's a great idea, Dover. I think I'll just like, depending on maybe like what I'm wearing, if I'm dressed more like gothy, I might put the other one on, and if I'm dressed a little bit more, I don't know, normie, I might put this one on. I don't know. Put yay on your headstone. That's a great thing to put on your headstone. I love it. I really love it. That's so cool. Alright, guys. Today's project, guys. Today's project. Oh my goodness. So much, guys. Look at all of the texture I'm adding below the characters. It's really helping to bring them to life, and also fixing up like some contrast issues. For example, I darkened the dress behind the dragon so the dragon pops out a little bit better. Obviously this is all going to be a watercolor painting afterwards, but I really like to perfect my pieces and just make them look the best that they can before I get to that stage. So yeah, this is where we're going, guys. This is where we're going. But yes. So, more background time, guys. More background time. I still freaking love my Pigapede. I want a real Pigapede, guys. So badly. Can I not have him be real? This looks amazing. Thank you. Thank you. What's up, Rotten Eyeballs? How are you doing? How's life been with you, man with 2 mil chromosomes, since you've been absent? What's been going on for you? Alright. Gosh, I feel so productive today. Like, I'm still fitting in a stream. I did like a client meeting. I'm just like, I feel like I'm on fire today, guys. I I feel like I'm just nailing everything. Your computer was dead? What? No. How did that happen? Gosh, I love this song. Drifting Solace by Abstraction, guys. Drifting Solace. What happened to it? Power supply died or what happened? Do you know? It's so relaxing, this song. Dover blew it up. Dover, what have you done? What have you done? I told you guys, Dover is sus. It's true. Dover is really sus, guys. Was it you? You sure about that, Dover? I have my doubts. I have my doubts. It's so frustrating. Like, I feel like computers always break when you least expect it. They always break when you need them most. So frustrating. I really hope the computers that I have at the moment, my Mac and my what do you call it? My PC. I hope that both of them last me quite a long time, because right now I do not have the funds to fix the thing if it goes wrong. After taking over the world and feeding all of your children in the underworld, and then making a sandwich, you thought you'd stop by. Well, how lovely. How lovely. Did you bring any of your underworld children along with you? You know, Samara. Did I win a prize for beautiful art yet? Dr. Stone, you know the funniest thing actually? I have only ever won one thing with my art, and that was a colouring in competition when I was like 8 years old or something. I won it at like Bunnings, which is like a hardware store in Australia. I won the colouring in competition for that, and my dad got like a bunch of money to go buy himself. I think it was like a chainsaw or something. But yeah, you could win. It was like a Father's Day thing, so you could do a drawing, and if you won the competition, your dad got the money. So yeah, I was like, I'm really proud of that when I was a kid. But that was the only thing I ever won with my art ever. So funniest thing was when I was when we were kids, my sister's a veterinarian, and I'm a full-time illustrator and artist. She actually won more things than I did as a kid. So yeah, it's pretty interesting, guys. Pretty interesting. But yeah, I don't really enter competitions anymore. Like, I don't really think that there's a lot in it for me. Because obviously I don't feel like I need validation from my art to feel confident in it anymore. So, and I guess like prizes would be really cool and stuff, but yeah, I guess I just don't feel like there are any competitions worth entering, like anything that sort of suits my art style or anything like that. So yeah, I just not really bothered, to be honest. Your PC is kind of broken too, so no, not you this time. How's your PC broken? No, they must stay in the underworld. What a cruel parent you are on Eyeballs. What a cruel parent. Your poor kids. Your poor kids, they want to be free. You've heard of Bunny? Is it in the States as well? You think that's a good lesson for aspiring artists? Don't care what other people think. Yeah, no, 100% guys. Look, this is something that I've heard from a ton of artists, established artists that earn a living off their art full time. For example, like Brett Manning Art, she entered numerous art competitions when she was younger and actually got like really harsh criticism from the judges, and they told her stuff like, you need to completely change your art. It's never going to be good enough, and stuff like that. Really harsh criticism. And years later, she is running her own artsy fashion store, basically, with her own art, selling her own merch and her own prints. So she's like super successful. So yeah, that just goes to show, like, just because you don't win an art competition, or you're not like accepted at one point in your life, it doesn't mean you're not actually successful. So well, thank you for giving the sub to frigging Mecha Miniatures. What the heck? What the heck? Hello there, Inferior Mecha. The true superior Mecha is here. It's Mecha, thank you very much, not Mecha. And I hate to ask, but what would you like written on your headstone? I fear for what you're gonna say, though. I truly fear for what you're gonna say, but up to you. Up to you, what you want written on your headstone. Here we go, guys. Teeny tiny little tombstone for Mecha Miniatures. Let's go! Second tombstone of the day. Thank you so much for the gift sub, Dover. I really appreciate that. Thank you. You just want to enjoy your art at this point. Competition would suck the life out of it. Yeah, Benson. I was on Charles's stream last night, and we actually talked about how the professional industry, like getting acceptance in the professional industry at times can just suck the life out of you. Like, not every place is going to be like that, but quite a lot of places. And sometimes it's weird, but sometimes you can like lose your soul as an artist, if that makes sense. So like lose your own style, your personality. You can start just grinding out things that are within your comfort zone. You can stop growing. Yeah, Charles Lister. You know, you can very much just stagnate when you start working for a company professionally. I won't say that it's always the case. Definitely, there's many cases of very, very proficient artists who are happy in the industry and very successful in the industry. But 100%, you know, it can be a trap. So you have to be really careful as an artist. Like, a lot of times you'll get an employer that wants to take you on, but they'll say something like, but we want you to change the style you're creating art in. So in my case, a lot of the people that were available as job opportunities basically expected me to completely change my style and create vector-based illustrations. And I was like, that's not what I do. That's like, this is what I do. I create graphite fantasy detailed illustrations. This is my thing. I can do that, but that's not my thing. That's not like my soul as an artist. Why would I change it? And the reason that they want those kinds of things is because it's very cheap. It's very quick to turn around. So I can make them like probably like 50 in a day. It's super, super easy. Whereas this, we all know this took me 2 months. So obviously this is going to be more costly because they have to pay me more because I'm working for longer hours on this. But it just frustrated me, and I was like, no, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be an artist that just creates exactly the same art as everyone else in the illustration industry. I want to create something incredibly unique, something that time has been put into, something that has soul. And yeah, so I much rather was like, no thank you. I'd rather not have that opportunity. Instead give it to someone else who actually likes to work in that style. And it's their thing, you know? Here lies the superior Becca. I knew that was gonna be it. Damn it. Crap. Now it's freaking written in stone. How do I unwrite that? Now that it's written in stone, what the heck? We should never have buried you. We should never have buried you. You're gonna become a freaking martyr now. That's probably why Miyazaki started an animation studio in the woods. So cheap, no upkeep, full autonomy. You're in the phone with your friends, so you might tune in and out, but just know you're still here in spirit. No worries, Rotten Noble. Totally fine. You hear me there? Yeah. Plus, it wouldn't even be your IP. Yeah, it wouldn't at all. Exactly. Like, I could definitely do it. Because I work as a graphic designer, and I feel like that sort of illustration, to me, is probably closer to graphic design than actual illustration. So it's not hard to do. It's just not my thing. Not my thing. And that's what I find really frustrating about the industry sometimes. They don't really have a good understanding about what it means to be an illustrator. So there's a lack of education, I feel like, about what we do, what we are, what we do, how to employ us. Like, I'm really happy if someone comes to me and they're like, can you do this job for me? And let's say it's totally different style to mine. Maybe it's like animal art done in colored pencils. And I'm like, oh, that's not really my thing. I can do it in my style for you if you're happy with that. If not, I have this other artist that I can recommend to you who I think would be much more suited to your project. And then I would recommend, say, Laura, you know, because that's more her thing. It's what she does. So I'm really happy to do that, but I don't want to change who I am as an artist just to have a job. To me, like, and this is something that frustrates a lot of artists, not just myself, because people should confront you when they like your work, right? They want your stuff. I don't really understand why they come to artists and they ask, can you do this other thing for me? Like, yeah, I do art. I can do that thing. Why don't you go to this other artist that already does that thing really well and you already know what you're gonna get? You know, I don't understand that logic. Also, how absurd it is to call art an industry, like paintbrushes to smokestacks to churn out a product. Yeah, I know. It's weird, but that's how it's seen. That's how it's treated. It's the reality of it. So true, yeah. Yeah, it's sad. Like, definitely, I think it's nice. Like, sometimes you encounter a group of people who definitely understand the industry, and you're like, oh my goodness, this is nice. Like, I'm around the right people here. 1 unit up, please. Yeah, art is like a very, very personalized thing. I feel like that's why I like the word commission a lot more than hire. Like, I feel like for the most part, art is very much a commission thing because it feels more personalized when you commission someone, right? Like, there's a very direct, very communicative to and fro between the client and the artist. And there's not really this expectation that it's just going to be bam, done. It's the understanding that this artist has a soul, a personality that flows out and pours out into a medium, and you're asking them to do your idea with their personality. That's like a creative flow. And it's very, very different from, say, a design project. Like, because I do graphic design projects as well. It's a very, very, very different process. Graphic design is very much like, okay, this is the brief, you read it through, graphic designer does work on it, feedback, revisions, boom, done, right? Like, some projects do take a long time, but it's very much like a clear-cut process. Whereas illustration, I think, requires a lot more conversation because it's very emotional. Like, there's so many ways it can turn out. So yeah, like, you can be like, oh, I love this face, but I want him to smile a little bit more. Or I want I want this, I want his hair a little bit different, or give him some more limbs, make him more zombie-like or something, you know? So definitely very, very different process, I think. Art by committee, yeah. I'll just be right back quickly, guys. I'm getting a call from my brother, so be right back. Alright, we're back, guys. We're back. I'm so excited to go see him in Melbourne, guys. So excited. This is the longest time we've been apart from each other. I'm real close with my brother, so it feels quite hard being so separated for such a long time. It's gonna be 4 months, guys. 4 whole months. So I'm really looking forward to being able to go over there and actually see him again. It's gonna be amazing. Don't forget to say hi to Peng for you. I won't. Also, I tested out the lens again yesterday. Well, I've tested it out before, but I haven't really used it before, like when we've done live streams. Because I don't think I had it on when I did the park stream. I should go have a look. I may have had it on when I did that. I'm not sure. But it works really well. It works really well. You're able to see like a lot more, like instead of you guys being like cropped into my face like real up close, this allows me to frame myself like a lot wider so you guys can see a whole lot more of me, and it's not like real in your face. The biggest reason I want it is so you guys can actually see more of my surroundings as well, because otherwise I'm like blocking half of my surroundings and all you guys really see is my face. But with the wider lens, you guys can see like all of my surroundings too. So much better, much better. You're really impressed with this work. You think it checks all the boxes for you. It's awesome. Detail, composition, hilarity, seriousness. Like, it's a great mix. Thank you, Dr. Stone. I really appreciate that. I cannot wait to finish it. In some ways, I'm worried once it's finished, I won't have a project like this that I really enjoy working on. It's like, I'm trying to enjoy the moment, but at the same time, I'm so excited to see it done. And, yeah, it's going to be a huge print. It's going to be the biggest print I offer in my store. So I'm going to have to try and find paper this size so that I can actually print it out for you guys. You remember having a 10 to 20 millimeter lens and took a photo of your friend from a foot away and you could see his feet and beyond? Really? That is so cool. I could also have a telescopic or a selfie stick. I also have a telescopic or selfie stick, right? Or is it just a gimbal? The gimbal has, so I do have a selfie stick. My bag's not here at the moment. I took it to my room. I do have a selfie stick. It's a little longer than the gimbal's one, but the gimbal also has a selfie stick built in. So I will have the gimbal with its built-in selfie stick, and then also the wide angle lens, so you guys are gonna really see a lot of my surroundings, which will be freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. And also it doesn't mean that I have to go like super far with my hand, you know, when I'm like trying to stream. I don't have to hold it like that far away because it really takes a toll on your arm. Just from streaming, when we did the Halloween stream, afterwards, my hand was like shaking because I had to hold the gimbal for that whole time, like really steady. And part of why it was harder was because I was trying to frame us both and hold it a little bit further. So this time, because I have the lens, I can sort of like lean against my hip, and then just hold the gimbal like that stably, and hopefully that won't be as hard. But yeah, the gimbal also has like a little tripod so I can put it down a little bit if I need to. But yeah, gonna be awesome. I'm basically, I think, either I'm just gonna stream from the studio, not the studio, from the apartment and work on a couple of things from there, or I'm gonna take you guys out and see Melbourne. What would you guys like to see more? Would you guys rather just see me doing art from Melbourne, like in the apartment, or would you guys rather have me take you guys out and see the city and stuff like that? Like what do you guys think you like to see most? If I want to see the terrible work you made for a friend's birthday as a meme, you could link. Don't call it terrible, Dr. Stone. No work is terrible, but please, I would love to. All of the above. All of the above, both. That makes it hard. That makes it hard because, like, I may not have time to fit both in. Why not have a Twitter poll? Yeah, I could do that. But I feel like a lot of you guys don't have Twitter or don't follow me on Twitter. So, you guys gotta get on Twitter. All the streamers are on Twitter. It's a great way to see updates of streamers, guys. Great way. It's also where we share like a lot of just like our life things and stuff. This is more for Dover, but okay. Oh, I can't watch it on the stream because DMCA, but if you post it in Discord, I'd love to have a look. Elon Musk owns Twitter. Is that why you don't want to be on Twitter? He didn't always used to own Twitter though. There's a point in time where he didn't own Twitter. What? DMCA? So I can't play any audio that isn't my own or isn't, what do you call it? DMCA friendly? Certain audio is like public domain, so like, you made it yourself? Is there any music in it? Like, music at all? I just tried to not watch videos on stream, that's all, because of the audio. But I'm more than happy to watch it after stream. If you want to DM me on Discord as well, like, I'm more than happy to watch it like that. That's fine. But yeah, YouTube's always a problem. I wish it was, but like, back in the day, we could watch like anything on streams. We could play like any music on stream. I would have shared like all my favorite music with you guys here. I would have played it all the time. Snuffy, hi, how are you doing? We're doing good, Snuffy. Well, at least I am. I'm doing great. I had a client interview before stream, so I'm just really fingers crossed that that goes well, guys. Because I'm just really looking for more freelance work in the evenings as well. So this is for graphic design, not illustration, sadly. Love to have some illustration clients in my free time, but much harder to find. But yes, so some graphic design client that I'm working with, or might work with if it all goes to plan. It's a really exciting project as well, so super excited. Gots to pay bills, you wish me luck. Thank you, Stuffy, thank you. Yeah, I do. Like, I'm already streaming full time for you guys, so this is not gonna take away from that. This is just like extra work that I'm gonna do in the evenings to help pay bills, you know? Help pay bills. My fiance and I have started like shopping secondhand for some decorations, guys. And we're starting to collect, because we want like a gothic themed wedding. Not like a really kitschy gothic, but just like a very refined, elegant gothic wedding. But yeah, so basically I'd like to, we started collecting candelabras, and my mum and I found a heap of them. So a week ago we said, we're gonna start collecting candelabras secondhand. We've already got like, I think 10 or 12, no, not 12. We've got like 10, I think. 10 different candelabras. Crazy. Crazy. I'll show you guys in a bit. About 10 minutes, I'll show you guys the candelabra. Do I ever do anything with kids? This is important stuff that I do. It needs to be passed on. What do you mean, do anything with kids, Dr. Stone? Like, I had an interview, not like, more like a, what do you call it when there's like a career day but at school? So anyway, this was like a career day but an artist. So apparently one of my friends is a teacher, and apparently she had shown her class some of my artwork, and they wanted to have like a career info day for what it is like to be an artist. So I had to video chat with the whole classroom, and yeah, basically the kids could ask me questions like, what is it that you do as an artist? How do you become one? What's it like? What's the pros and cons and stuff like that, which is really, really cool. They were super adorable, and it was great just to see like how enthusiastic they were. So that was lovely. And apparently, like after our meeting, um, all of the kids walked around school with like their very own little sketchbook. It was adorable. Apparently they did that for like weeks and weeks and weeks. So super cute. I'm glad I was able to inspire them all, and I hope that their little creative minds start to flourish and they go into art, and they realize that it's a great career to be in. Not a really high paying one. It could be, like for some people it is, but like it's really a career you do for your passion, for the love of this. That's why we do it. The love of making these characters come to life, making worlds, sharing worlds. That's what it's all about. Does it require travel, or is it work from home kind of deal? It's freelance, Dover, so it's totally work from home. Because of my health situation at the moment, I can't really take on a travel job because I got into a car accident a couple of years ago. Well, it's like quite a few years ago now. Because I was driving while struggling with my health condition. So I'm not really able to take on a full-time job like that at the moment. Sometimes it's okay, but other times I just can't do it. So all of the work that I need to be able to get is freelance work from home. So these clients are all part-time work from home, and yeah, they come and go. So I spend quite a lot of time in the evenings just scouring through jobs, looking for more clients, putting myself out there. But yeah, great when it turns into a success story. So I'm just hoping this one pans out, because they might also have ongoing work for me, which would be fantastic. Like teach them to make art, encourage them. Dr. Stone, I would love to do that, but there's, for example, in Australia, there are very strict laws on working with kids. You need to have like police clearance, and I think to some extent, like there's an extra course you need to do to work with kids. I'm not exactly sure how it works. My mum had to do all of that working in childcare. So it's a little bit tricky if you want to like tutor kids. There's a lot of red tape. Sometimes people just need support. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes they also just need to see what's available, what's out there. Like when I went to university, I had no idea what I wanted to study. I was going to study languages because I loved learning foreign languages. I would do it like every time I had a break in school. I would like just I would finish school, break time would start, I would open a book, start learning language, go back to class, and then go straight back to that after school. So I loved learning languages. I wanted to become a translator. But then my mum found, I think there was some issue with regards to that course, or something that I didn't like about it. I think part of the reason I didn't want to become a translator was I didn't want to travel a lot, which is not super useful if you want to become a translator, because quite a lot of the time, they have to travel a fair bit. So that was one of the things that put me off. And also my mum then found the graphic design course when I wanted to start studying, and I thought that was really cool. I was really interested, so I decided, look, I'm gonna apply for that. So, and then that sort of, originally I was just gonna study graphic design, but then when we moved here to Adelaide, the graphic design course split into 2 different divisions, and one of them I had to choose. So one of them was graphic design, and the other was specializing in illustration. And I thought really, really hard about that decision because I was worried if I went the route of becoming an illustrator, I wouldn't be able to do graphic design as well, and I wouldn't have as much job availability. But I really focused a lot when I was at uni on teaching myself as much as I could. So obviously I had 2 years graphic design and 2 extra years as well before that. So I still had like 4 years of having studied graphic design. So I decided to just take as many electives as I could that would allow me to get a job and be successful afterwards. And still studied illustration. Really glad I did because it opened up so many things for me that I wouldn't have thought about. It was really challenging. It was really challenging. I think if I had studied graphic design as my final year, it would not have been anywhere near as challenging as studying illustration because it's a lot more straightforward. There's a lot of creativity in it, obviously, but illustration was incredibly, incredibly challenging on so many levels. You found this, the Paracas candelabra, a geoglyph in Peru. Pottery around this site is dated to be around 200 BC. It's thought to represent the trident of the god Viracocha. That's interesting. That looks really interesting. Wow. How did they build that? Crazy. You would or do argue that kind of creativity is multidisciplinary and hyper important regardless. Yeah, definitely is. I agree. You've done that in North America. It's worth it. You used to doing it backward. You used to doing backward checks, but yeah, tutor kids. That's what Bird is for. You have a chip on your shoulder. There were 3 teachers out of 100-ish that were supportive. Yeah? You're post-fighting. Yeah, you do need to move around a lot. That's what you're finishing your degree in the States? Wait, what? What are you doing, Azzy? And hello? Tough call. Why not both? Exactly. How come translators have to travel a lot? Well, I guess not all of them do. If you get a job like, I don't know, maybe like at the airport and you focus on like a specific language and they have a lot of people coming through that do speak that language, then you don't really have to move a lot. But obviously the type of job that it is, it requires you to be, for example, if they have a lawsuit on and they need somebody to translate, they'll call you up and you have to come in. Sometimes that can be in a state, sometimes that will be local, but you know, it's not always local, and it really depends. Like, so a lot of the time it requires flying to and fro, because legal things are a big thing that they employ translators for. So that's one thing, and then obviously also places like the airport, some of our government stuff also requires translators. So yeah, it just more often than not, it requires you to travel. I just wasn't really keen on that. You're finishing up your degree next year, and graphic design, language interpreter can be used in government duties too. Yeah, exactly, government duties, 100%, yeah. But yeah, I just, in hindsight, I'm really glad that I didn't choose to study that, because when I started struggling with my health a lot, I wouldn't have been able to keep that up. Whereas graphic design, I was able to go freelance and still be able to work from home. So I'm really, really lucky to be in the situation with my career that I am. So yeah, it's just sometimes things pan out the way that they're supposed to for a reason, you know. Are you excited to study graphic design, Essie? Oh wait, you're finishing it. You're finishing the whole thing next year. That means you've already done 2 years, right? Are you excited to finish then? And how are you finding it? Reflect on your grade school. How many teachers were, heck yeah, interested in what you were doing? Sorry, I'm not exactly sure I understand that question. Like, reflect on your grade school. How many teachers were, heck yeah, interested in what you were doing? Are you meaning like when I was at uni? When I was at uni, how many teachers thought were like enthusiastic about what I did? The ones who work with diplomats or politicians, yeah, need to travel a lot. Like there will be a lot of time where you won't, but when the meetings begin, there'll be a lot of moving around. Yeah, exactly. Because they'll require you to go with them. Sometimes it might mean you fly internationally. Particularly the languages that I already knew, I would have probably had to fly internationally. But I would have been happy to learn a different language as well and become proficient in that. So yeah. You've loved it? Done second and third art? Oh, so cool. Shabby, hello. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome. You love graphic design, you wish you knew more about it. Do I do like the typography and logo design and stuff? Yeah, I do. Logo design is one of the biggest things that I get hired for, because people want their own branding. So they come to me and they're like, okay, we need a brand. Can you come up with a couple of designs for us? And yeah, then I go through some iterations and I give them a logo. And I also come up with like brand colors, brand identity, all of that kind of stuff. I do enjoy it, but this illustration is my passion. Paige, hello! Thank you so much for the follow. In the formative years, Dr. Stone, I was homeschooled, so my mum was always really encouraging. So my mum is a teacher. She's a qualified teacher. And we actually went through an American curriculum as well. So I was taught by my mum my whole life and then went to university. So yeah. But yeah, she was super, super encouraging my whole life. Dova! Thank you for gifting that sub to Art of Gem, and we have a redeem. Would you look at that, guys? Would you look at that? Alright. Burial first. Art of Gem. Can we have a shout out for Art of Gem, by the way? We raided Gem yesterday, guys. We raided Gem yesterday. You guys know Gem. You guys know Gem. Gem was working on that amazing, super, super big illustration. That huge commission. Freaking awesome. I love the beetle, by the way. The beetle is amazing. But yeah, guys, tiny little tombstone. We're burying Gem. In you go in the cemetery. 3 tombstones already, guys. 3 tombstones. What's the most challenging thing when designing a logo? That's a good question. I think probably one of the biggest challenges is it really depends on the project. Some projects I find ideas just come to me like really quickly, rapidly, and I'm like, it's like an explosion of ideas. And then other logo projects that I start with, I can't even think of a single one. So I think sometimes it's coming up with cool ideas. Other times it is figuring out what the client actually wants in their head. Because a lot of the time, clients don't realize what it is that they want. They don't even have a vision. They don't even understand what they like. So sometimes before I start, I first have to have a long conversation with them, do a bunch of research, ask them to do research to actually figure out what it is that they want. Because otherwise you start You create mock-ups and none of them align with what they want, and you've wasted your time, you've wasted their money. So yeah, basically the most important thing is need to communicate very carefully. So I think communication is hard. It's it depends on the client, but sometimes that's the hardest part, and other times it's coming up with ideas. Every project is different. All right, mystery studio item. Paige, how are you doing? Hello. All right. I know which one I'm gonna pick for you guys. I know exactly which one. All right, we're gonna find this bunny, guys. So this is super cute little wooden bunny that my mum bought for me from, I think she found it at like a secondhand store. This bunny is so adorable. I love how beaten up he looks though. Like, that to me just adds character. Look how cute, guys. Cutest bunny ever. How adorable is this bunny? So yeah, my mum got him at, I think, a secondhand store. And picked this cute little bunny up for me. Brought the bunny home. And this cutie became a part of my little studio family. I mean, how could you resist a cute little bunny like this? Way too cute. Way too cute. But yeah, I love collecting adorable little old beaten up creatures like this. Giving them a home. Is he fighting? I don't know. Rustic bunny is a sage bunny. The stories he could tell. I know. He's also like a great paperweight. He's a bit of both. He lives in the display cabinet. He lives in the display cabinet. Oh, I was also going to show you guys the candelabras. Alright. Be right back, guys. Be right back. Alright. Okay. Hang on guys, hang on a sec. Alright, I'm gonna bring them in one by one, right? Because there's like quite a few of these, so that's 2 of them, and this is the big one. That's the main one, guys. That's the main one. So, that's super beautiful. Have a look at this, how beautiful this bottom section is. They're all so lovely and detailed, guys. So beautiful. So yeah, I'm hoping to use some of these at our wedding next year. Really happy with how these guys look. I'll show you guys up close. Have a look at the detail on these guys. That is so stunning. That is so stunning. But yes, beautiful candelabras. So yeah, we're collecting these at the moment, secondhand. Sometimes we pick them up for $4. Sometimes it's like $30-ish. It really varies. But yeah, I'm so in love with this one. It is drop dead gorgeous. Alright, gonna put them back, guys. Gonna put them back. Yeah, that's super cool. Super, super cool, guys. You just got here? How's your drawing going out of gym? Shoot, rest in peace you. What do the 3 tiers of subination do? Dr. Stone, that's a Twitch thing. So, basically, I don't think you get anything in particular. I think the point of it is just you get extra emotes and you also just support the streamer more. But I wouldn't really recommend it. I would rather suggest you guys go to my Patreon and pledge there, because then I can send you guys a monthly postcard. You guys get access to the exclusive story, monthly wallpapers, monthly coloring in pages and content like that, behind the scenes stuff. So you guys get a lot more on Patreon than you would get if you subbed here on Twitch to a higher tier, you know? So yeah, rather do that, guys. How are you doing, Peach Love? Coming up with a way how someone wants it designed and changes their mind. That has happened to you. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's because they don't change their mind, but they never actually knew what they wanted. And then along the way, they start figuring it out. And they're like, no, I don't want that. And it's just because they never thought about it to begin with. And sometimes the reason for that is a lot of non-creative people quite often don't know how to figure out what they want. So sometimes the way that they figure that out is you start working on something and they know, oh, I don't like that, I don't like that. And then they start knowing what they want by exclusion, which is not a great way when you're working on a project because obviously time is money. So yeah, I feel like the best way is to just walk with them through the project, guide them on that, and sort of, you know, talk about it beforehand. Sounds a lot like software design. Yeah, I bet it is. My fiance works in that, and coming out the way, during your PhD, a professor said you need 2 skills: making the client think it was their idea, doing the work you don't want to do the work you want to do. That sounds very familiar, Dr. Stone. I feel like that's the best piece of advice. I love that. Anyone ever tell me I look like Lily Collins? 100%. At least like every month someone comes and tells me, you look like Lily Collins. She looks like me. Can we have another ad to Lily Collins? Another case of mistaken identity, Dova. We're actually tracking how many people say that. It's just me. So it's pretty funny. 12 people so far have said it. I don't think I've ever been called anything other than Lily Collins. Oh, Rooney Mara. Is that her name? Rooney Mara, I think. I think people have called me her once. I think it's her. Yeah, Rooney Mara. People have said I look like her. But only one person has ever said that. Everyone else is like Lily Collins. Your story's like you tell bun. It's really cute. Keeps the beldam away. You do appreciate a good candelabra. That is a sick-ass candelabra. Pewter? I think it's gotta be pewter, Dr. Stone. It's either pewter or it's silver-plated. We weren't sure when we bought it. My mum did rub it a little bit and it looked like some of the tarnishing came off. So that does indicate that it could be like silver-plated. But it does seem a little bit different from the silver-plated ones that we got as well. So I'm thinking it could be pewter. It's not like super shiny, but also not super dark. I don't know if pewter is quite that white. I guess it could be. I'm not that familiar with pewter though. You know what they say, slow and steady wins the race. True, true. This has been 2 months I've worked on this. Sacrifices. You think I look a lot like this Twitch streamer? Her name is New Cat or something? Okay. To be fair, Lily Collins and Rooney Mara look like... Exactly! They look like me, guys. They look like me. I'm the celebrity. That was a joke. I'm so sorry. Flew over my head. I'm so sorry. Alright. It's not actually taking as long as I'm expecting, guys. We're getting there. Neck on New Cat. Right, I missed that. I totally missed that. You think the work is beautiful and it's so nice taking the time to polish. Yeah. I'm finding myself, especially at this point, I'm just sort of going over different sections and trying to improve them even more, like getting the contrast there. So yeah, it's nice being relaxed now at this stage, not needing to just rush the characters to finish them. Because for Drawlloween, I needed to have a character per day, and that was like rather intense. Rather intense. But yeah. I don't know, I'm not recording, guys. I'm not recording. More like necktie. Just like sit back and take it in. I ever do that? Like just be mindful of it, like take a full minute to just observe it. I really do, Dr. Stone. I think what I tend to do most is take a photo of my work at the end of the day and then go lie in bed right before I go to sleep and just like look at it. But it's almost like it's an appreciative look at it, like soaking it in, enjoying it. But then I also start picking on things, like going, okay, tomorrow I'm going to address that issue. Tomorrow I want to refine this a little bit more. So it's a little bit of both. It's appreciating it, but then I also get nitpicky and I start improving it. Like set a timer, just take a full minute to observe and appreciate what I have so far. I've come so far. Thank you, Dr. Stone. Thank you. I really love this project so much. Ever think about looking at it from the eyes of, say, a kid? Well, I think, who was it? It was we rated what's her name again? Poku. Poku, can we have a shout out for Poku Dover if you can, please? We rated Poku and Poku said, if I saw this as a kid, I would have obsessed over it for ages. Like, remembered it constantly. Is the alert not working? Why is the shout out alert not working? Poku, you hardly know you. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. Like, I think looking at it from a kid's perspective, it would feel very full on. Like, it would seem like there's all of these different characters, there's so many of them. I think you could look at it for hours. I would definitely have loved a print like this as a kid. And I think part of what art is meant to be about is also making the art that you want to see, making the art that you wanted before. So yeah, I definitely, I think this is probably the project this year that I am most proud of. Most proud of. You think as a kid you've looked at detailed things for hours, that How It Works book was like that? Yeah. I think there was this one fantasy, like, fairy tale book that I had as a kid that had really cool illustrations in it, and I loved them so much. I could not stop staring. So, thinking back, I think that was one of my biggest inspirations. I don't know what the book was called. I just know that it was really thick. It had a lot of different characters on. They were all traditionally drawn like this. But I think they were done in pen and ink though. Pen and ink and watercolor probably. But I could not stop going through that book. I loved it so much. I think till this day, the books that I cared most for, I don't even remember any of the books that I read. I only remember the books that were illustrated. Calvin and Hobbes, no, it wasn't a very popular book. It was just like, it was very old and I don't think it was very popular at all. It was just like a book with fairy tales in it. It was really nicely illustrated. But yeah. So cool. So cool. Working on finding it. I might be able to find it if my mum hasn't thrown it away. I know there was a point in time where my parents just like chucked out a bunch of old books because we had to move and we couldn't afford taking everything. So it might be lost. If so, I'll be like devastated. Because I would have loved to keep it, you know? I don't even know the name of the book, so that's really sad. But like as a kid, you don't think of stuff like that. You don't think of like, oh, who's the illustrator? What's the title of this book? You just think of, I love these illustrations. I love these stories, you know? This look familiar? No, it's not that one. It's not that one. I highly doubt you'll be able to find it because it wasn't like a well-known thing at all. Wasn't well known. But yeah, I might be able to go look downstairs in my parents' storage area or my mum might know. She might know. And see if they still have it. And then I can show you guys. Black and white, you found lesser known things. It was coloured. It definitely had colour. Definitely. It was like, I think it was like about, as a kid, everything always seems bigger, but I reckon the book was about this size and it was about like that thick. So it was like a nice bulky fairy tale illustrations book. Go for that first. Yeah, color print narrows the age down. Yeah, it definitely wasn't like super old. It was definitely colored. Sometimes you think so much good stuff from back in the day actually didn't make it to the internet. Like a quick search wouldn't show it. Libraries are a good bet though. Yeah, well I think my best bet, my mum might remember. And if she doesn't, then there's a possibility that I can find it in their storage area. Hello Kilo! How are you doing? I hope you're well today. Yeah, I always wonder, like, how much time did illustrators take to create those books that I loved so much as a child, you know? Like, how many painstaking hours did they spend working on that and refining those pieces until we had what we had? Like, that was so much work, and I think that's what I really miss about illustration. Like, today's illustration, it just doesn't have the soul that it used to. And I think it's just really tragic. Like, kids today grow up thinking, like, they grow up with things like Finding Dora. You know, have you looked at the illustrations of Finding Dora? Like, sure, it's like, there's value in that. I'm not disagreeing, but that's all that they grow up with pretty much. Like, we grew up with things that had like so much detail in them, and we could just like look for so long. And I feel like illustration is becoming simpler and simpler and simpler, and it's just really sad because it feels like there's no room for illustration that takes longer to create because everything is so money focused. It needs to make money, you know? It's no longer valued for, oh wow, look how beautiful these illustrations are. They're so detailed, it must have taken a long time to create those. I just feel like it's very rare. It's very rare. Books are no longer valued as much as they used to be. Which is really sad. So yeah, like, everything is sort of shifting, and I think it's we had a beautiful stage of illustration that we need to go back to. We need to revisit. Because it was so unique. Absolutely so unique. Illustrations, architecture, too simple these days. You mean you're a fan of minimalism, but come on. But that's the thing, Dover. Like, I said to my fiance recently, like, we had a conversation about minimalism. I actually like minimalism. But there's a difference between a lot of stuff that we have today. Like, a lot of the just stuff that we buy isn't true minimalism. Like, true minimalism, if you actually see it, it's thought of really, really well. Like, they're really thinking about how they're refining it, how to make the shapes look good, how to make everything work perfectly. There's time put into that, and I appreciate that. But a lot of the stuff we see today, like the bridges we build, you know, even down to post boxes, they're not minimalist. They're something else. They're just sort of slapped together. There's not a lot of thought put into that. Whereas if you look at, especially French architecture from ages ago, even their post boxes, their bridges, beautiful, beautiful. They're still beautiful today to look at. You're torn between that. You like the striking balance of illustration in Side's imagination and fully photorealistic renderings of what things are. We're all saying the same thing? Art Deco minimalism is very interesting. Yeah. There's innovation in it, can't be dismissed entirely either. Yeah, exactly. It is minimalism, but with different metrics. That's the problem with minimalism. Yeah. So, I'm all for minimalism done well. But I feel like a lot of the stuff we have today, like the way we build our cities, everything, it's not actually minimalism anymore. It's just cost-effective building. And that's why it doesn't look good, because there's no thought and time put into that. We need to pour in time and thought, guys, into the things that we do. So, yeah. I miss when things look nice. I can't really say that I miss it because I didn't really live in that era. That was a long time ago, but I wish things still looked like that. Isn't there a word for that sort of thing? Like, there's a word for being nostalgic about something you've never experienced. There's a word for it. it was really cool when I found out about this word. I'm gonna Google it. Nostalgia about something. I think this is nostalgia about future. I reckon it was. Okay, what is it called when you have nostalgia for something that never happened? An anemoia? I don't know how to say that word. That's the word, guys. I have no idea how to say that word. Anemoia? Or anemia? Anemia? Anemoia? I don't know. But that word, guys, that's really cool. So it's a new and nearly unheard of word. It means, just as the title would suggest, a nostalgic sense of longing for a past you yourself have never lived. So, I hardly know it. So yeah, it's basically if you have nostalgia for a time you never experienced. Pretty cool. Guess who's back? Welcome back. Guys, I'm gonna be right back, actually. Be right back, guys. Alright, we're back, guys. We're back! But yeah, I thought that was a really cool word. So basically you could say that I have anemoia, for a time past, the Renaissance era, the post-Renaissance era. I love those times. They were beautiful. They had so many cool stuff. Everything then looked gothic. I love it. I want to have lived then and wear like big poofy gothic dresses. Wear plague doctor outfits. We're still in post-Renaissance era. No, I think that was a specific era. I don't think we're still in the post-Renaissance. Yeah, I think it was a specific time. It was a specific time in history. So we're no longer in post-Renaissance. It got taken over by a different era. Which one? I don't know. But technically, you could say that everything after what came after Renaissance is still post-Renaissance. But yeah, post-Renaissance refers to like a specific time in history after Renaissance period as well. A nostalgic sense of longing for a past you yourself have never lived. Anemia, a condition in which you lack enough healthy red blood cells to carry adequate oxygen to your body's tissues. Amnesia, loss of memory, such as facts, information, experiences. So many different ones with close names, right? You could see me as a villainous queen, but revealed in the third act to be the actual good queen. Thank you, Dr. Stone. Thank you. Thank you. I feel like, what's a movie that I really related with a lot? The Snow Queen in The Winter Huntsman or something? Really related to Maleficent. Heck yeah, I would be like 100% Maleficent. 100%. Protecting the ones I love, them being taken away from me, lashing out as a result, but still being the good guy in the end. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. According to art historians, curators, and enthusiasts, the modern art era ran from 1860s to the 1960s. Currently, we're living in the age of postmodern contemporary art. Says Google. Well, I don't like the current era. Want to help improve? Wait, you've never seen Maleficent? You have to, Dr. Stone. It is so cool. So cool. Love it. I postponed watching it for the longest time, and I wish I hadn't, because, oh my goodness, it's amazing. I freaking love Maleficent. I think I preferred the first one over the second one. The second one wasn't as good to me as the first one was, but still both fairly good. Even the second one. I generally tend to not like second things as much as firsts. I don't know why. I feel like things get sort of played out a bit much, or they change the characters too much or something, just because they need to make it different. So I end up not really liking the second movies of things as much as the firsts. But that one wasn't so bad. I was okay with that. Modern art historians are missing the point of art, and you dated one. It was insightful but frustrating. Insightful to date one, or insightful to see that they are missing the point of art? Because I do agree with you. Modern art judges as well, they don't get it. They're totally, I don't know if it's like, maybe they're like funded a certain way to have to agree to certain things. I'm not sure, but I feel like they don't get it. It was a great conversation, stating one, but these people never ever created. Oh, yeah. It's like creativity is being judged by people who've never been creative themselves and have like no actual understanding of that. It boggles my mind how people like that can ever hold positions like that. Like, shouldn't we let artists critique other artists? I don't know, to me I feel like that's fair. I feel like that should be the job for an artist. Someone who's like maybe become really successful in their career and they now want to just have like a relaxed job or give back to the art community and yeah, just guide the future of the industry. So I feel like that's a great job for an artist. Wine enthusiasts, you like your imagination to just drink the wine and enjoy it. There are no notes and hints of something. This tastes woody with a hint of cheese and Bert's aroma. Bert's wine. Farting aroma. You're a huge wine enthusiast? There you go, you have a fun story about wine. Do tell, do tell. I have never gotten a liking for wine or any alcohol. The only alcohol I do like is Bailey's. It's like a coffee liquor. Um and that's the only one I like. All others are just like I don't really like the taste of alcohol itself. Like it stinks. I don't like it. It stinks and it doesn't taste that great. So not a fan. But fine, you would buy that though? You agree we should burn the pig on a bonfire, so when do we start? Let's burn you, Spark. No burning pigs. No burning pigs. You bought a wine on the label, it was a French wine. On the label it said, oh blah 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 blah, subtle notes of ham. You were like, what, wait, ham? Subtle notes of ham? I'm confused. How does grape, which becomes wine, have the taste of ham? Subtle notes of ham. Was it written in French? Did you maybe like not translate it right? Or was it written in English? Or do you speak French? Was it like do you think maybe it was like a translation error? Or was it just like were they just cuckoo? It's going good, Spark. It's going good. We're talking about a lot of different things today. A lot of different things. It's in English and you do speak French. Well, there you go. No, it is literal ham. There you go. Wine people, guys. I don't know. Look, if it makes sense to them, that's great. I just like a drink that tastes good. That's all I want. I remember being out, so I used to work at a winery and also at a pub as a graphic designer making their menus. And one of my employers came and brought me this really nice, expensive wine once, and he was like, I'm sure you're gonna like this one. And so he had me taste a little bit of it. Oh my goodness, it tasted awful. It was so bad. Granted, it was a red wine, and I've been told that apparently you can't just like start drinking red wine, you have to sort of start getting used to it. But man, it tasted disgusting. And it stunk. It smelled so bad. So the half he asked about ham, they half replied, yeah, and half, no. The other half never mentioned ham, and when you followed up, they were like, what? The quarter success rate on ham. Ham wine. Wouldn't it be called swine? That's a good point, Rotten Eyeballs. It should be called swine. It really should. Arguably like 0 success rate double blind. Oh my goodness, it should have totally been called swine. That would be so perfect for it. Wine with a hint of ham. Definitely swine. You can actually eat ham if it's by mistake, so figure out a way if you eat ham by mistake. Would you realize though, Spark, if you ate it? I think I've been told, or I found out somewhere. Not by experimentation, by the way. I mean by like Googling, guys. I found out that human meat apparently tastes a lot like pigs. Apparently. Who figured that out? I don't know. I promise it wasn't me. It's a little hogwash. To be fair, most wine notes they describe as things no sane person would ever taste like, not edible, so how would they ever be called on their silliness? Yeah. They do the same thing with perfume though. Like, a couple of perfumes I've looked at, they'll go like, they've got like, I don't know what they call them specifically, but they'll have like primary notes, secondary, and tertiary. So the primary notes are the things that it smells most like, and then there's like the secondary, and then there's like the tertiary that you barely smell. And I'm just like, what the heck? Like, so many things. How does this thing actually smell? But yeah, they'll always have things like smells woody, smells like rose, or smells like this. But I don't find them to be like super outrageous. You know, it usually somewhat makes sense. It just feels like overwhelming. You know, there's a lot. There's a lot. You wouldn't know what it tastes like, so you guys you can actually eat ham or humans for that matter. You wouldn't know the difference, would you, Spug? People can smell random things but would rarely taste. You can smell leather but would not taste it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All I can say, Dairy's the dude, better have taken a shower. Ooh, gross, gross. My fiance recently saw is like a dating stories, like dating stories gone bad. And this girl had gone out with a guy she met on like some online dating site. And they had briefly kissed, and then she just went into the bathroom to message her friend to let her friend know where she was, because obviously she's going out with a strange dude, and she wants her friend to know where she is in case anything goes bad. So coming out of the bathroom, he saw her messaging, and he was like, "Have you told anyone where you are? Don't tell anyone where you are." And he urged her to go out and leave. Like, he was really insistent, "You have to leave right now, like, go." Anyway, she was really weirded out by that, and it was kind of creepy. But about like a week later or so, she developed a rash around her mouth, and she went to the doctor and they did some tests, and they found out this was a really rare kind of rash that only develops when you've kissed someone that has the rash when they've eaten human meat. So cannibalism. This rash develops from cannibalism. She was so freaked out. So she went to the cops, and they obviously went to go look at the house. It was empty. The entire place was empty. There was nothing there. Nothing. They never found the person. The place was just completely evacuated. She felt so lucky that she got out of there alive. That's creepy, guys. That's creepy. Very. Well, the person was eaten at that point. What did you just hear? It's morbid. I know. She was really lucky. She was so lucky. Oh my goodness. Damn. I guess after that she was like, no more dates. I'm done. I'm just gonna stay. I'm good. I'm good being single. You want to make a pun, but you're too frazzled. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was just like, damn. Damn, I didn't even know that you'd get like a rash from eating people, but apparently you can. Uh, why can't people be normal on dates? Are any of us normal on dates, Spark? Why can't people just not eat people? So they should have shown Hannibal with a mouth rash. Yeah, exactly. Wasn't accurate. Wasn't accurate. You hate dating. You're so tired. Honestly, Dr. Stone, like, I'm engaged now. So I'm like really happy that that's the case, because dating sucks. Dating really sucks so much. Um, I think some people maybe enjoy dating. I don't. I think it's frustrating. It's like this whole dance of like whether you're gonna like the other person, figuring out who they actually are, and then it's just like all kinds of different complicated. It's just, yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I feel so bad for anyone who's still in the dating stage because it's horrible. I think the nicest part for me was just when my fiance and I got to the point where we didn't feel like we were dating anymore. When we finally felt like we're just together, you know, we're a couple now. We're gonna be together forever. That feels nice because you're no longer wondering if the other person likes you. You're no longer stressing about things. You can just be yourself. You're supported. You actually have someone you can rely on. You can't do that when you're dating. You know, it's a really stressful phase of life and really like a vulnerable feeling, and sometimes you have to do it with multiple people. Like, what even is that? Like, it's the stupidest thing ever. We should just like be born with our soulmate, like destined for us, you know, waiting for us. Hug a plushie. All right, let me go. Hug a plushie. Hug a plushie ready, guys. I have super cute plushie for us today, guys. But you need to move. It's not your turn, but it's Warrable's turn, guys. This is the Warrable. The very, very cute Warrable. Look how cute he is. He's super cute. So basically, the idea is if you hug a Warrable, guys, if you hug a Warrable, all of your worries go away. You gotta try it, guys. All your worries go away hugging a Warrable. Look how cute. Look how cute he is. So adorable, guys. So adorable. But yeah. Thank you so much, Dover, for buying him for our stream. He was off the wish list. He's okay. He's totally okay. Alright. Time for you to go, little dude. Big dude. Not so little, I guess. I think he's my... Oh, he's not my biggest plushie. I have a teddy bear. A really large teddy bear. That's my biggest plushie. But he is one of my bigger plushies. Definitely. How did I do it? How did I do what, Dr. Stone? Can't even date anyone. Alas, D, that sucks. I really, really sympathize. Dating is rough, guys. Dating is rough. The fact that she kissed him, I was ready to go with him, tells you that dude was probably very attractive to get to first base quickly. That is concerning because these lunatics could be masquerading as normal handsome folks instead of the stereotypical movie disgusting dude. Well, yeah, like a lot of psychopaths are actually really charming people. They lure you in. They're easy to be around. That's the whole point. They're good at that. They don't have self-consciousness, sorry. So they obviously make you feel like they're confident, and that's attractive. So you want to be around someone who is confident. But that's not a good point of confidence. Like that's the way of confidence where you don't care about the other person and you're like narcissistic. But it doesn't always come across that way. Doesn't always. Your last major partner told you to drop out of your PhD several times because she saw how much pain you were in. That was like 6 years ago. Was it something you were passionate about though? Because like, I'm guessing by pain you don't mean like physical pain, you're meaning like pain with studying, or is that what you're referring to? Because like, there have been points where I was so frustrated with my career, and it was what I wanted, it was what I needed to pursue for myself. Sometimes things are hard, you know? You want a plushie hug? All the plushie hugs for you, Dr. Stone. You never know what's behind the curtain. Exactly, guys. He looks like he needs some assistance though. Is he okay? Well, he does have a drooling problem. He does have a bit of a drooling problem, guys. Don't judge! Don't judge, guys! What the heck? Judging his drool? How could you? The horrible turns horrible into huggable? We need to quote that! We need to quote that. That is the best thing ever. How did I find the dude to marry? Oh, so nice. It was a weird story, Dr. Stone. It was a really weird story. I wasn't actually wanting a relationship at all. And then I found one. So maybe, this is what I always say. I'm like the worst person to ask for dating advice because the way that I found my soulmate was by not wanting one. And I found one. So maybe my piece of advice to you guys, don't try to find a soulmate. They'll just find you. That sounds so cliche and it's not really true. I'm terrible with dating advice, guys, so I don't know. I really wasn't wanting a relationship. I guess I was just like mucking around and yeah, found him. We were at uni together, so it was like at a uni group and yeah, we just started hanging out and asked me out for coffee and stuff. It was a mixed emotional turning to physical stressful pain, but you needed to do it. It was a calling. How are you going with that now, Dr. Stone? Has it panned out for you? Are you still on that road? Are you still happy with it? Who's here judging the warble? You have to go through Dover, guys. Go through Dover. You keep hearing of that about finding someone and you think you believe it. You think no more online dating is a good idea. I've had friends though who've found their soulmates through online dating and have become really happy. So I think it can work. I definitely believe it can work. I hate the idea of online dating. It sounds awful. I've never tried it before. I don't think I'd ever try it. Well, obviously now I wouldn't because I'm engaged, but like, I mean, hypothetically, I don't think I'd ever try it, you know? They'll just find you. Great! You're gonna marry a serial killer. Thanks, Nicole. Thanks. You're happy for me? Thank you, Benson. Thank you. I seriously wish the best of luck for everyone still dating because, yeah, it's really, really hard finding your person and being in that vulnerable space and sometimes having things not work out and having no guarantees is not a nice place to be in. The rest is a beautiful story, yeah? PhD's done. You'll be Professor Stone Sage in January, 2 to 3 years after PhD. So you're stoked about teaching, autonomy of research, like it's a huge win, not the end goal, but it's amazing along the way. Congratulations. See, hard work pays off. Hard work gets your dreams. That's freaking awesome. No zone, it's a leather skirt. I don't think it's real leather either, it's like fake leather. It's like so stoked for me in my wedding. Whenever I talk about it, I'm super stoked. It's so nice to hear about. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I also just like love, like I find it really sad when people get into relationships and it's mostly just to be in a relationship. Because I think that's really scary. And I think that's a place where you constantly second guess yourself and you go like, am I doing the right thing? Do I actually want to be married? Am I going to regret doing this sort of thing? You know, whereas I think if you've just met the right person, you don't even think about that. Like I've not even had a single fear about that, you know? It's just like, you just know you want to be together. And that sounds really cliche and I don't actually think that yet you ever get to a point where, oh, I just know this is my person. I think it takes time. It takes time. It needs to be proven. The other person needs to like show you they're gonna be there. They need to obviously earn your trust. You need to earn theirs. It's like a two-way street. I think that's how you know. It's not just a magical feeling you'll have one day where you're like, I just know this is the one, you know? It's a thing that's factually proven to you and you can trust it. You go, well, I have all of these years looking back where this person has been there for me. That's why I trust it. That's how I know this person is the one, you know? You don't think there's such a thing as good dating advice. Every person's different, so all you can learn from others is some perspective on things that might help you later in life. Yeah, and look, like, definitely at Dover, like, everyone is different. Everyone's journey is different. So what works for one person is not going to work for a different person. Not everyone wants the same thing either. So I don't think there's any good dating advice, truly. I think the best advice is to do you want to do what you want to do, and you will find them there 100%. Yeah, you got to find people who align with you, who have the same views as you as well. Like what Neka said, stop trying. Stop trying for dating and try for having the life you want. Well, I think that's very important too. Yeah, Dr. Stone, like you got to know who you are. You got to care for yourself and understand who you are. Otherwise, if you're confused, you might try and find that in someone else. Why aren't you dating anymore? Call me John, because I ain't seen a girl with worth my time yet. Oh no. Gotcha. You always like some of my fashion, but most of all, anything leather. Ever since you started leather leggings, you've been so into leather fashion. Oh, Zone, there's some really cool leather out there, definitely. My favorite fashion brand, Zone, Widow, Killstar, and Disturbia. My 3 favorite fashion brands: Widow, Killstar, and Disturbia. I love those. Pretty much most of the stuff I wear is from them. 100%. Some of us make amazing art. Some of us like art and make terrible art, but we're all artists that like it. Yeah, well, I don't think there's anything like terrible art. I think there's just underdeveloped art that just hasn't been given the time of day yet to grow into something beautiful. You wonder what kind of girl you get. A crazy one, Spark. A crazy one. Draggers, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome, little cops. How are you doing? I'm gonna have a quick look, guys. Alright, I can still keep going, guys. I can still keep going. Whereabouts are you from, Draggers? You've made many terrible art. It's hilarious, but if it's hilarious and people laugh at it, then is it really terrible? Well, have you seen Cyanide and Happiness, Dr. Stone's Age? Cyanide and Happiness. We were taught about them when we were in at university, and basically it's this artist that just draws stick figures. Circle, stick figure-ish body, that's it. It's terrible. Looks like garbage. Doesn't look like anything. Has zero talent, like 100% zero talent. But it's revered and it's appreciated because of the humor in it. Cyanide and Happiness are really successful illustrators because of the stories behind their illustrations, right? And they also obviously have a consistent style because of the stick figure, like colors and things that they use. But there's not a lot of skill in it at all. And yet it's very popular, very popular. You don't have to be like super skilled. Sometimes you can be an illustrator just because of humor, you know? You loved Cyanide and Happiness and you loved their video shorts? I actually haven't seen their videos. I've only seen like their skits, non-animated ones. Someone who puts up with you and your shenanigans there, is that what you wanted to hear from me? Spark, I know exactly the kind of girl you're gonna get. I know exactly her name. You know who I'm talking about. I won't say it on stream, but you know who I mean. You're from Eastern Europe. Cool. Which country exactly? It's true. You don't need talent to succeed as an artist. Yeah, you don't really. You don't really. Like, there's like certain things you're going to be known for. Talent could be one. I want to say skill rather than talent. Talent sort of implies that you're just born with it. Skill is built up. Skill is like earned, grown. Yeah, I feel like you definitely can be known for that. You can also be known just for humor. Why now? You just woke up. He's the one Spark. You disagree with that statement on different level? Wait, what statement exactly? Dave, thank you for the biddies. Thank you so much. Guys, I'm barely drawing. I need to focus. I need to focus.
This guy's wife asked him, "Why don't you treat me like you did when we were first dating?" So he took her to dinner and a movie, then dropped her off at her parents' house.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oof. Oof, he's sleeping on the couch for a week. But that didn't turn out so well. But yeah, I think it's quite sad when people get married, but they don't, like, you gotta keep dating, guys. Dating doesn't stop. You gotta keep dating your partner till the end of time. It shouldn't stop. When I mean dating, like, I mean, like, pursuing your partner. Trying to unravel them, trying to figure out what pleases them. Even if you know, they might change. They might grow into a different person later. And, yeah, you gotta keep pursuing them, gotta keep learning about them their whole life. You don't marry the same person you'll know forever. It's Romania! Very cool, Jaggers. Really, really, really cool. There's a lot of beautiful castles in Romania that I really want to see one day. They're beautiful. You just checked out those brands. They're beautiful. The goth world is so beautiful. Oh, sorry. Tell me about it. Old fashioned. Heck yes. Heck yes. I don't know how normies wear normie clothes. I don't know. You don't need to have talent to succeed as an artist. You can have no talent and still sell well, but that's a matter of marketing. But you wouldn't say you're an artist. You still won't get it. Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. Definitely. Woman has split personality issues, and I want you to get with that. Then fine, you'll do it, because you like the crazy. You'll do it, Spark. You'll do it. It'll be the most unhappy marriage in all eternity, Spark. You're trying Necker, you're 36, you're still trying to find a partner. There's no pressure on time though, Dr. Stone. No pressure on time. Some people don't find their soulmate, till like their 50s. The most beautiful story, like our neighbors at our previous house, they actually met each other, I think at bingo or something. They're in their like 70s, I would imagine, maybe even older than that. And they met each other and they got married at that age, Cool. Me and my community are lovely. You like it here? Oh, Jaggers, you're very welcome to be here. We love having you too. Do you make art as well? you know, it's work and effort and we're all beautiful humans and it's so nice. Yeah, like I just wish there was a way to just fast forward the dating stage and just get to partner stage, you know, where you have your soulmate. Don't work like that. Don't work like that at all, sadly. Finally the ads are over. And no, you won't trade being in a grave for ad-free. Here we are talking about dating and relationships, and you just got this crazy message on your phone. You'll tell me about it later. Doma, I've been getting for the past week an email every day about some girl from Ukraine who's lonely and wants to be in a relationship. I'm just like, oh my gosh. First of all, I'm engaged. Second of all, you're a girl. I don't, you know. Like she's looking for a dude. I'm not a dude. Go find a dude. That's what you're asking for. It's not an actual Ukrainian. It's scam. It's all scam. Yep, it's because they just wanna lure in men who, you know, want like a one night stand and make a lot of money. But yeah, it's just like I'm getting spammed every day with this crap now. Like, you know, every day. Right. Frustrating. You'd rather wait more and find the perfect person for you, than meet someone you would not get along with that well. Yeah, 100% draggers. I'll say this because I've been in that boat. You can be more lonely in a relationship than out of one. 100%, let me tell you that. I have been in that boat. It's not a nice place to be. You're better off being single than being in a relationship. That's not right for you because you won't be appreciated. You'll constantly feel like you're lingering, wanting, lacking, and you'll feel trapped. You'll feel so trapped because you can't cheat, obviously. You can't go looking for what you need, so you just try to make do with what you have. And that's not a good place to be in. It's not good for either party, but it's really miserable for the person that's lonely in that relationship. So yeah, like trust me guys, you can be better off single. A lot better off single. You had one once, but that was the learning one that you messed up. You do art? Yes, you used to draw a lot, but right now you only do 3D art. I've never gotten into 3D art. I've always wanted to try it. But for some reason, I just never really feel like I stick with it long enough. It feels time consuming, and I'm happy doing this kind of time consuming, but I'm not very happy doing that sort of time consuming. So I end up not really sticking with it. And I don't know, maybe that's why I've never had much success with it. Never gotten the knack for it. There's just little areas here that still need some refining at the moment. So I'm trying to do that. Yeah, you've been there. What, being lonely in a relationship? Have I noticed a defining trait in all of my drawings? Big eyes. I draw a lot of big eyes, big heads, generally. I like to draw big eyes. I'm not sure what exactly you're meaning. Big eyes? That's the one? Yeah, I love to draw big eyes on characters. I love eyes. I just love drawing eyes. I think that literally the window to the soul. So, you don't mean perfect because there's no such thing, bad wording. I get what you're saying though, Draggers. You mean the right person for you. Because yeah, there is nobody perfect. But yeah, you're meaning the right person for you. Because yeah, you can be with the wrong person. And sometimes I think we can get so caught up in a relationship trying to fix it. And not all relationships need to be fixed. Some need to be gotten out of, right? So that's why dating it's so frustrating, because everybody says you got to work on things together, you got to improve, you got to work on your issues and stuff. Yes, you do. But when you're dating, you also, if you fight too hard to fix everything, you'll just endlessly be in a cycle of fixing everything. So there's this weird balance in a relationship of, is this something we need to work out or work through together? Or is this something that means we need to go our separate ways? And that's where you have like the lack of commitment constantly in a relationship is so hard. It's so frustrating. You've been single forever and you can't feel a thing up until recently. A friend of yours, one of your best friends, actually has bonded to you. As a matter of fact, you feel confused and scared because you've gone years without knowing what she feels like. Oh, sorry. I hope it works out. I hope it works out. I think friendships that turn into relationships quite often are some of the best, most successful relationships. There's always a story behind the art and what causes it. It says something about the artist. Drawing big eyes. I think part of why I like drawing big eyes is purely because I'm a fan of pop surrealist art, and you'll see that a lot of pop surrealist art has big eyes. I just started liking that sort of art. I also enjoy drawing eyes, so making them bigger allows more detail to be added into them. But yeah, so I think that's the reason why I like it. I don't know. Eyes are the window to the soul, you're not wrong. The retina is literally a part of the brain. Really? What? So far, thank you for the biddies. This Dover.
Yeah, jokes anyone. The cornier the better.
You have surpassed yourself, Dover. What the heck? It's so corny. You have surpassed yourself, Dover. Unbelievable. It is a part of the brain, 100%. Yeah, your retina has neurons. Wow, that's crazy. Kaylee, hi, happy lurking. You'll have to see me do the opposite as an exercise. You like draw small eyes. I've actually thought of doing that, Dr. Stone. I really wanted to do that. Cause yeah, that would be interesting. I want to do that. I'm gonna give it a shot. Challenge accepted. Like, just to see? Yeah. Like, my art didn't always have big eyes like this. There was a point in time in the past where I would just like, they would be more proportioned. But yeah, I love big eyes. Love big eyes. Who was the first artist again that created art with big eyes? She her name's at the tip of my tongue now, but I just can't remember. Her art got stolen by her husband. Her husband basically plagiarized her work and took it as his own, under his own name. I don't remember. It was so funny though, because apparently when they went to court, he complained that he couldn't, like, his arm was sore and a bunch of stuff, and that he couldn't paint because they had them actually paint in court to prove who was the real artist, and he couldn't do it because Margaret Keane, exactly, that's her, Margaret Keane. There's a movie about her too. I don't know how accurate the movie is, but I watched it. It's pretty cool. It's really sad. Really sad. But yeah, her husband, basically, I think he was like an art broker or something, and I don't remember, but they started, so she signed all her art just with the name Keane, and because they were married, it was their surname, both of their surnames, so one person just assumed it was his work, and he just sort of went with that. He never corrected anybody, and then he just sort of went with it, because she wasn't exactly really great at, you know, talking about her art, and he was like really good at that. So he was like, it'll be better if I do the talking and pretend I'm the artist, and you just do like the drawing or painting. But yeah, it was a really tragic story. Really tragic. But yeah, she didn't get all the money back that she would have, that he owed her. But she got a bunch back. She won the case. So it's really good. Really good. I like happy endings. Margaret Keane, big eye artist whose husband claimed credit, dies at 94. Yeah, she passed away, so don't get married. Lesson learned. Don't date guys with cannibals. You'll marry a person that steals your art. We've seen too many reasons, guys. Too many reasons. In 1986, she sued her ex-husband, Walter, and a judge asked them both to paint in court to prove who was the real artist. He did not do so, but she did, and won. Yeah, that's a true test, especially because you can't really, even if he was good at painting, I imagine he couldn't even do anything. I imagine he can't paint at all to save his life. But even if he could, it would be like super hard to replicate somebody's style. Really hard. You have 3 different face paints to show me from Halloween, one being cosplay, that along with the other face paint you have not shown me yet. Cool, Zone, I can't wait to see. What does marriage help with anyway? Relationship is a relationship. Well, marriage is just like, it's a relationship, that's the point of marriage. Jury awarded her damages of $4 million. Yeah, but I think she was owed more than that. That sounds tragic. Yeah, it is. You once heard or saw somewhere, marriage equals, I love you so much that I want to get others and the government involved in the... Oh, no. No. That's not the point of it. Ugh. Money for the state, court, lawyers, etc. Ugh. I don't know why the government needs to be involved in it, you know, like, to me that's very silly because you've already, like, you're already, if you've lived with each other for a certain period of time, you already count as like a de facto relationship, which is treated exactly the same as marriage. So what's the point? Why should the government be involved? It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. It's an intentional, difficult bond and show of commitment. Even if you don't believe in the institution, the fact that it's so hard to get out of is a big sign to show your commitment to each other. That's a point. That is a good point, Dr. Stone, but like, common law isn't in the US. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure in Australia, if you live with each other and you intermingle like your finances for a certain period of time, you count as de facto and it's treated exactly the same as if you were to be married. Because otherwise people would just be like, okay, well, we can get away with all of this tax if we just don't get married. So it's a way to avoid stuff like that, fraud and stuff. But yeah, I think your reason for getting married shouldn't be like trapping each other in a financial like hold or grip or something. I think that's silly if that's your reason for. I think if you have to do that to get married, you already have issues trusting each other, you know? I think it should be for a different reason, you know. It should be like a sign that you both want to show commitment to each other. It's like a special day that you both just want to be like, look, we have been together. I know that we are going to spend our life together, but I want this day that we can celebrate to make that special for each other and remember in our memories that was the day that we came together and wanted to spend forever together, you know? I think that should be the bigger reason. At least for me. That makes more sense than having the government involved. That's common law marriage in Commonwealth, like in Canada, 3 years. Okay. I had no idea that's like a Commonwealth thing. Okay. So, what happens in the States then? If you don't get married and you just live together, like, is there no law to sort of like, because otherwise, because here's the thing, like, you get a lot of government benefits in Australia sometimes, like maybe less tax, maybe like support for low income or something. And if you get married or you're in a de facto relationship, you no longer get that financial support from the government because obviously it's not fair because you're living as a couple and you are supported enough, you don't need it, you're not desperate, and you're not going to be on the street if you don't receive it. So basically, what I don't understand is in the States, somebody could basically get whatever benefits they wanted from the government for being low income or whatever and just leech on their system while still essentially having a partner financially supporting them. It doesn't make sense. You divorce your friends all the time. It should be for good reasons, yeah. That's what it should be about, not the social construct that we sadly often see. Yeah, I feel like marriage has just gotten like a really bad name. I think you should just like make marriage whatever it is, whatever you think it should be. Talk to your partner about that. Don't look at what society has made marriage to be and be like, I don't want to get married because it's this like lock-in contract and blah blah blah, you know. It's a special thing you do with your partner. It means what you guys decide it is, not what society chooses it is, right? It's your thing. It's your day. If that's the case, you're just gonna marry yourself. It's a good idea, Rotten Eyeballs. But good luck with that. Apparently the person we hate most is ourselves, so... I don't want to marry me. I don't know why my fiance wants to marry me, because I don't want to marry me. Marriage can be whatever commitment you want it to be. Yeah, it's just like, you gotta talk to your partner about that. Not getting married saves on divorce. Yeah, but like in Australia it doesn't, because you still have costs because you count as a de facto relationship if you live together for too long. So maybe in the States, I don't know, but over here it doesn't really make a difference. You're still gonna have a lawsuit if you divorce over here, and you have to, you know, separate your lives again. Because obviously you'll both have put money into, I don't know, house stuff, furniture. So you won't actually win by not getting married here. Not getting married saves on a deep relationship too. What exactly does that mean? When did the dragon have a wagon? Since for Dr. Stone. It's the prompt, it literally says dragon wagon. That's the point of it. That's the point of it. But I think if marriage doesn't mean anything to you, you shouldn't get married. It's like, it's supposed to mean something to you. Otherwise, it's pointless, right? Totally pointless. If it has no meaning, then it's just like, I don't know what. I don't get the point then. It has to have meaning to you. And the other person. That was irony, like if you don't get married, you don't have to have the hassle of being in a relationship. True. True, you don't have to go into it that much. Maybe I can just live with myself. I kind of am stuck with myself, so whether or not I marry myself, I don't get to leave myself. This one's clingy, guys. This one's clingy. You didn't mean that to come across patronizing. It was just confusing. It's so crazy to me. Sometimes like chat, because I've been in different streamers' chat as well and said things and they've taken it like really the wrong way. And I was like, damn, I didn't mean that at all. I'm so sorry. It's crazy because you don't have the verbal, voice changes and stuff like that to go on. So sometimes you just read the text and it can mean two different things. It's really confusing. But yeah, it's happened to me a few times in other streams and I've just been like, oops, shouldn't have said that. Didn't mean it to come across that way. It's like, it's okay when it's a streamer that you know well and they know you well, but sometimes when it happens on a stream that you're fairly new at, they're still trying to figure out if you're like a bad person. Like, are you gonna be causing problems? What kind of person are you? And so I always feel bad when I've said something like that. I'm like, oh no, that got taken the wrong way. First impressions suck. Sex is terrible. Oh yeah, no, it totally is. Like, seeing it as a joke now, like, it makes total sense. But yeah, things come across way different. Another thing, guys, don't try to resolve arguments with your partner on text. Don't. It doesn't work well for this exact reason. This is why you have to use emotes. Like, even emotes can be confusing. Even emotes can be. Is this why writers use adverbs even though it's frowned upon in writing circles? Yeah. Choose the life you want to live. As we do life within a world filled to the brim with masks and illusions, deepness comes from an indescribable bond the more you hang out and share the horrific nature of your sides tied with the beautiful ends. Then again, deepness and companionship is something you cannot quantify nor label for its distinctive for the self. Just embody what you are. Yeah. You've been in love? Glad that's over. I don't think that's love. If you're glad it's over, I don't. Because, like, if I look at my past relationship, I'm like, I wasn't in love. You know? Like, I don't think that that's love. You learned that on the hard way? I think we all have, Dr. Stone. I think we all have. You're going to note that one down. Definitely note that one down, Dover. Like, if I can give an actual piece of real dating advice that does actually work, and I know that I'm terrible at dating advice, but this thing actually does help. Don't argue on chat. Call the person. Doesn't matter, like, if you're nervous to call them, or if that's going to make them think, oh crap, this is serious, it's an argument. Do it. Just do it. Just do it. You'll save yourself so much frustration, because not only are you both getting more frustrated because you're typing quickly and hitting the wrong keys and there's typos and you're like frustrated trying to just figure out how to form what you want to say on chat. That's already frustrating the both of you, on top of being frustrated at each other about something. And then you misread something and it's a billion times worse. Right? Billion times worse. So for Faith, it's been a while, but you're super stoked about love. It's great. It's ridiculous and amazing. Something to look forward to. Yeah, I think it's good when you can get to a point where you see it as like an exciting journey that lies ahead for yourself. Exactly, because it's a journey. It's a journey. Look, like, can you even think for just a second, if you asked yourself, would you date yourself? Would you? Like, a lot of us would be like, oh crap, I don't want to put up with that. I don't want to put up with that. I'm like this, oh crap. You know, you realize so many things about yourself that you suddenly realize another person needs to put up with. But it's also good to have self-confidence as well. But I think it makes you realize the other person is going to have a lot of things that you dislike. It's totally absurd. Even living is pretty absurd. You think about it. How ridiculous that we even exist at all. I know. It's like all so huge. You wouldn't date yourself, but mostly because the vlog's joyful. It shouldn't be about that. It should be about what's inside. You start liking someone inside, and then you fall in love with the whole thing. That's how it works. You haven't had a crush in years. You've just been living until then, though. Until then? What do you mean? The fact that you can even tolerate living with someone is absurd, let alone get along most of the time. Yeah, especially like if you're in a, dating relationship. Like, how much have we all argued, for those of us who've had siblings, or just like argued with your parents? Many of us have had arguments with our parents, our siblings. That's our family. Right? We grew up with them. We spent so many years trying to refine and grow that relationship. And still, you argue, you clash on things. So, yeah, it's like you're definitely gonna clash on things with your romantic partner, because you will have to interconnect your lives even more than you would with your parents or a sibling. So it's going to cause a ton more friction. If you ever feel you're not good looking, just remember, you are just not your type. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people, I think, find they don't plan to meet their soulmate. They start liking someone. They didn't necessarily think of that person as super attractive to begin with, right? And then they just fall in love with that person's personality, and then they start obsessing about everything that person is, because they've fallen in love with the inside, and then that is so powerful, that energy, that the whole outside becomes beautiful too. Because remember, guys, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's true. Look at society. If you look at the Renaissance period, right? the girls that were deemed attractive, they were like really curvy, they had small eyes, tiny lips, right? They weren't really well-chested or anything like that. If you look at today's society, it's very much like an hourglass figure. It's regarded as like the ideal physical appearance. Big eyes, giant lips, like, you know, nothing that was appreciated in the Renaissance period. Nothing. So, do you want to keep chasing beauty that our society calls beautiful now? Or true beauty? What's beautiful for you? Because those are two different things. Society will call these people beautiful now. 200 years from now, these people will be considered super ugly. You know? Super ugly. So that's just society's opinion. It has no relevance. Not important at all. Not important at all. I really feel like I need to add just like some kind of tiny character behind her here. I feel like that shoe is not quite enough. I want to add a little bit more and I just don't know what. Thinking about it, guys. You don't care what society thinks, you have your own standards. Yeah, that's how it's meant to be. You had friends you got along with, but as soon as you lived together, it hit the fan. Oh. You think you missed a word in there. Let you rephrase that. If you're ever feeling not good looking, just remember you're actually not ugly or something. You are just not your type. You thought you were in the eye of the beholder. In the 80s, the heroin body was chic. Ooh. You don't care what society thinks, you have your own standards. Your number one standard is you can make them laugh and vice versa. Laughter is so important. So important. Yeah. Because, you know, we're all gonna get old and wrinkly. We're all gonna get quote unquote ugly. I don't think people actually ever get ugly. We're born ugly. Humans are ugly, like, let's face it. Animals are so cute. Humans are just always ugly. We're born ugly, so why even bother? Right? But we're all just, you know, little bags of flesh. You know? We are born little bags of flesh with little souls inside that can all connect with each other. And that's what makes us special, you know? Not our flesh bags. What's inside. You remember having a crush on a guy that hated his nose because he said it was big, but it was your favorite feature on his face. Yeah, exactly, rotten eyeballs, exactly. Like, you know what's one of the most frustrating things that happened when I was a teenager? So, back then, it was like the mid-2000s, I think? No, it would have been, yeah, I think it was like mid-2000s-ish, I reckon. I'm not good with maths, guys, so. But anyways, basically, thin eyebrows were like the thing. It was like, that was fashionable. And I was born with like big eyebrows. I wasn't born with really tiny thin eyebrows. So I always thought that I was ugly. Anyway, so years passed and in today's society, apparently thick eyebrows are now the new trend. All the girls are trying to make them thicker. And I'm just like, really? Like, we went from critiquing people who had thick eyebrows to now it's the trend? You know, it just made me realize, like, you can be fashionable for, like, maybe 20 years, and then suddenly you're no longer fashionable just because society decided, right? That's how it works. And that's not what beauty really is about. Everyone has features that are cool looking, right? We're all made to look nice. in our own way. You love big noses so much. I bet if you change that about them, it would suck. I hate when I see a celebrity that's had a nose job or changed something about themselves and that they were beautiful before. They changed their features to no longer work, and I'm just like, really? You looked so nice before. Why would you change it? You put on a t-shirt? Put that on a t-shirt, not our flesh bags, but what's inside. I'd be happy to create some stream merch for you guys, Dr. Stone. Be happy to. You have a best friend and you both agree you would kill each other if you lived together. Big noses, you got that. And you find a fire? We seem to never be happy with ourselves at times. Gotta embrace what you got. Yeah, exactly. I think the whole point is to learn and be comfortable in your own skin. Learn and be comfortable with what you've got. And I think the whole point of becoming beautiful is making the most, accentuating your features, right? I think that's what makes you truly beautiful. Your nose is the only thing you're uncomfortable with about yourself. I bet you have a really cool nose though, Dragus. Yeah, I bet you do. I think everyone has a problem with their nose, to be honest. Like, everyone I've talked with always complains about their nose. So I don't think it's weird. I don't think it's weird that you feel that way. Look, we're humans. We look awkward. Animals look so much cooler than us. Like, makes sense. You have a good explanation for beauty that you learned too late. If you'd want to indulge in, yeah, sure, go. Here we go. Patience is the virtue, Toby. Oh dear, we're waiting for it. You actually like your nose. Well, there you go. Okay. You too, Coffin. There you go. I just know a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't like their noses. You'd work on changing features, but you'd do it only for yourself and like only for the purpose of self-confidence. Yeah, that's fine. Look, I'm not against that, but I just hate the pressure society places on people to change things. That's what I don't like. Like, if you want to change something, like, that's your thing. But I think people can also just become confident with their own things. Like, I just always imagine, what if I had changed things about myself in the past that I now love about myself? You know, I would be missing that now. I would regret that. That's what I always think about. Beauty is indescribable. It's hard to explain, just like consciousness is, or chemistry, or a lot of things. There's a myriad of different things that makes you compatible with someone else. That's useless. What does it mean, Basil? You mean it's a feeling, it's a state of mind, a mindfulness practice. It's a relevant experience, and most importantly, it is who you are and who you want to be with. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's a big jumble of fiddle faddle food. My features even stuff like hairstyle, body shape with the aim of staying healthy. Well, like, that's fine. Like, becoming more healthy and stuff like that. You know, trying to grow your hair, like changing your hairstyle and stuff, like, nothing wrong with that, you know? Like, that's just, hair is hair. Hair's meant to be cut. It's no big deal. It's strong, just become wild in your own ways. Yeah, I think you just gotta discover, like, try to find out what it is you want to be. Be that. Alright guys, I have to end stream. Alright. What the heck? I still have streams open from before. Wow. I feel like I did make good progress today, but wow, we had some riveting conversations. A lot of background made progress for today, guys. I think on Monday I might be able to finish this. We'll see. That's the last day I can work on it. Tova! Thank you for the biddies! Oh my goodness, thank you. You'll never cut your hair again, it takes so long to grow.
It was a dark night, moonlight barely making it through the thick clouds. An eerie fog was setting in. Insects and other nocturnal creatures stirred in the darkness. It was that time of the year the dead were supposed to rise from their graves, but something far more sinister was set in motion. Or perhaps it was just the most unusual of events. Rustling of branches, squeaking wheels of a tiny little wagon, fluttering wings and scurrying legs.
Tova, do you mind if I share that as the caption for the final post on Instagram when I finish this? Please? I couldn't have said it better. I feel like you need to be a copywriter, Doba. Like, this is not the first time that I've asked you if I can use it. I'm gonna just bear with me. I'm gonna send it to our Discord chat because that's the easiest way to copy and paste it to my other devices. Thank you. Oh my gosh, Dover, Bat Shadow Lamp? What? Give your camp the ominous ambience it needs with the Bat Shadow Lamp, guys. Dover always shares the coolest Fallout stuff with me. I need this for my camp. Heck yes. Do you think, does it like glow? Does it create like shadows? I need this. Pretty words, you like it? The Bat Shadow Lamp. If Dover's a mod, does the Patreon go to them too? The A+ too? It should. I'm gonna keep Dover a surprise anyway, so. Not gonna say what though. Dover got the goods! I know. It does. You must log in today and get it. It won't be. Oh! I have to get it. I cannot miss out on this. I cannot. You'll send me the whole paragraph. Thank you, Dover. Thank you. Did I not copy the whole paragraph to our chat? I don't know. Text to speech didn't read out the second part. No, that's fine. You can't just produce a shadow with a lamp. Good point. But like you can create it with the cutouts though. Coffin narrator. Dover with the tin can slam dunk. Exactly. So, guys, it is end of stream. Keep in mind, guys, I'm open to commissions. If you guys ever want to commission me for anything, please send me an email. It's on my website, neca.art. I'm more than happy to just have a chat with you guys. We'll work something out. But yeah, so open to commissions. If you guys are looking for a pet portrait for someone for Christmas, or, you know, your favorite song you'd like to see drawn, or your favorite character, fan art of something, totally open to that. Also, guys, I have a Patreon account where I share a monthly postcard with you guys. You also get access to my exclusive story of Poogie and Phoebe. It's a story about a little witch and a pet piglet and their journey on their friendship, accepting each other and themselves and overcoming loneliness. So yeah, patrons get to see all the progress for that story. They get to read the story, and they also get access to exclusive merch of the story. want to make a video game together? I mean, I don't think I'd be any good at working on a video game. I don't know if my art is quite catered for that. I mean, if you think of something like game Gree, possibly. But yeah. The merch looks hot. So cool. Quite impressive. Thank you, Coffin. Thank you. So yeah, guys, same price as the Twitch sub, and you guys get a monthly postcard from me. So, yeah. What am I talking about? Amazing art. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Stone. I think the only game I've seen with art similar to my style is the game Gree. Possibly Paperbark, but those are the only two games seem to sort of have my watercolorish style. Devours merchandise. Dr. Stone. Alright, guys, so keep in mind, the last Friday of this month, we will have our art challenge, guys. So, basically, everybody draws the prompt mustache, guys. It is on the 25th of November. Thank you, Dover, because I was just wondering what the date was. Not that I'm not disorganized or anything, but yes, guys, Dover always is. So, 25th of November, guys, is the date. So, please draw your mustaches, guys. Draw mustaches. Yeah. You started one, you're trying to hone in on it. Great prompt. It is a cool prompt. It's a really fun prompt. 100%, yes. Okay, so this is my Friday, guys. So I'm gonna have a weekend. I'm not gonna be streaming. I'm gonna pick up more candelabras for my wedding and enjoy the last weekend I have with my fiance before I go to Melbourne next week. What's weekend? No stream this weekend. No stream this weekend. But yeah, I'll be back on Monday, streaming on Monday. 6 hours pewter. I think you're right, Dr. Stone. I think that was pewter. I think it's pewter. It feels heavy as well. Pewter is heavy. Although silver, like, plated stuff can also be heavy, but I think it was pewter. You may draw your ex for this. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. It's not pure silver. It would be way too expensive. It's if it's anything, it's silver plated, but I don't know. I have a feeling this one's pewter. But anyway, guys, let me find someone we can raid. It's raid time, guys. It's raid time. Is this refreshed? Is this refreshed? So many places we could go. There's something pretty. We raided Art of Gym yesterday, so I'm not gonna go to the same place. I feel like we should probably go to something pretty. That's a good place for us to go. It's nice learning about everyone. I know we had some really insightful conversations tonight. Really insightful. Alright, guys. Dover will share the raid call. And let's hope we don't awkwardly raid something pretty today and she raids somebody else as soon as we raid, because that's what happened when she last raided us and it was kind of awkward. So, hoping for the best. Take 2, guys. Alright. Raid call in the chat, copy and paste that when we head on over to something pretty, and I will see you guys on Monday. Have a happy weekend, guys. Go haunting, treat your flesh bags really nicely, and don't eat anyone.
They're here.
Kiki Stardust, you just raided. I am so sorry. I'm just about to raid. Thank you though. I really appreciate it. Can we have a shout out for Kiki Stardust, guys? Please follow Kiki Stardust. They were kind enough to raid us. And they will now join us. There we go, guys. Kiki Stardust, please give them a follow. They will now join us on our raid to something pretty. It's okay, Kiki Stardust. It happened to the person we're about to raided me a few days ago, I think. And we raided someone else, so It happens. You're going to raid me. Are you raiding me? Alright, guys, let's raid something pretty before she just goes offline or something happens. Right, let's go. Have a nice weekend, guys. I'll see you on Monday.